For a Democrat running for president, the quiet town of Dubuque, Iowa, could be the most important place to win in the entire state. A bellwether for campaigns. The town has 50% more registered Democrats than Republicans, and it's only sent 2 Republican members to the State House in 3 decades.
The candidate that wins Dubuque has to know us and has to know our values, has to realize we are the Democratic Party.
A town of 60,000 in eastern Iowa, Dubuque, saturated with Democratic activists like Ann Hines, may be the soul of the state's Democratic Party.
This area where we are now is all industrial, access to the river, a lot of lumber yards here, a lot of manufacturing.
Sam Mulger is from a family 5 generations old in Dubuque. They built bridges and roads and has long been active in local Democratic politics.
This is a power plant here, which was fueled by coal. It's no longer in operation.
Across town, Walt Pregler is the former Democratic mayor of Dubuque, and like many in the city, a retired John Deere machinist.
Very simply, the millworking industry is almost extinct. It's nowhere near the bustling employment that we had.
Dubuque is already a center point of the Democrats' Iowa campaign. Both Clinton and Bernie Sanders visiting in mid-August. Clinton trying to win the county she lost by 5 points to Barack Obama in the 2008 caucus. For generations, union labor drove the blue-collar town.
Probably half of the workforce in Dubuque County depended upon a paycheck from John Deere.
It once employed 8,000 John Deere workers in the 1980s. It's down to 2,500 today. The meatpacking industry is gone, and hundreds of other manufacturing jobs left in the last 10 years for the likes of Mexico, China, Germany. It's perhaps the symbol of Democratic politics in town, the United Auto Workers Union Hall, the site of the Democrats' monthly meeting.
Dubuque is going to be heavily Democrat.
It's the only place to be if you're going to be a Democrat.
It's also the same hall Joe Biden spent his last day as a presidential candidate in 2008, the day of the Iowa caucus, and where he would rely heavily on close friends and longtime supporters if he enters this go-around. Dubuque today is far from dead, and its Democrats just as strong.
You should know that it's a city of great history, and at the same time, a city of great progress.
Sister Helen Garvey and Sister Carolyn Farrell are 2 of more than 1,000 nuns in the city, or 1 out of every 60 people. Catholics first arrived to Dubuque in the 1840s, making up nearly the entire city. Today, the church remains prominent, still over half the population Catholic, heavily loyal to Democratic causes.
The sisters, usually, they're helping the folks on the margin. And when you talk about some of those justice issues in town, you'll find a lot of sisters involved there.
These buildings were just used for storage. Their life as a millwork infrastructure had passed, so they just became blighted.
I'm what they call a certified warehouse rat around this district. When we started it out, there wasn't anybody down here and had 100 years worth of dirt in it.
And then some people began to realize that district has potential.
The revitalization hinged on support of developers like John Gronin. His family used to own this downtown millwork factory, manufacturing doors, before it shuttered and sat vacant for decades. Gronin took the building back on in 2011.
Almost all of them are new businesses. Restaurant, we have our first food co-op, coffee houses.
Growing up in Dubuque, did you ever think that maybe you'd be living on the end of Main Street?
No, absolutely not. That was not what it was like when I was growing up.
The look of the city has changed, but has Dubuque changed? Not so much. We still have the same wonderful families and the same values we had 50 years ago. We are Dubuque. We won't change.
Hey NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.